My name's Jo. I am one of the production management team here at CrowdComms. So CrowdComms is the name of the platform, the attendee platform that people who are going to be watching this event coming up towards the end of November via that platform. So it's a different platform to Zoom. And that is going to be where all the attendees are watching. There's lots of engagement. They'll be able to look at posters and various things, look at the agenda, see what's going on, and actually watch the live streams in there. So I'm going to be explaining to you as speakers a bit about what to expect on the day. The great news is that you've already done the most difficult part, which is join a Zoom call. And really after that, we sort of look after everything else for you pretty much. So you're here, you made it into the Zoom call, fantastic. When you do join the Zoom call on the day, obviously it'll be a different link, not this one, but when you join the call, there'll be a stream technician in the call. But instead of seeing their face, what you will see is an example of what is being shown to the audience. So you will see like a mini version of the live stream from the platform. That's what you'll see in the little stream text window. And that will act as a sort of comfort monitor for you to know when you're on screen and when you're not. I'll explain a bit about the stream text role and what they do, and you won't be in any doubt about when it is your time to talk, so don't worry about that. But just remember, you can pin if you want to. You can pin within Zoom if it's useful. You can pin the stream text window so that it's always in the same place at the top. Sometimes that's handy to do. To do that, you would just go up to, there's a little, if you hover over the window, so if I just hover over my little window within Zoom, there's 3 dots, and then one of the options you'll see there is pin, and then that would just pin somebody to the top. And then if other people leave and join the call, the stream tech with the image of what's happening for the audience will always be there for you. We ask everyone to join a little bit earlier to the call. Usually we say about 15 to 20 minutes. I think some of you will be speaking in sessions which are happening directly after a break. So for you, you'll be joining during that break to have all of your tech checks done. So the stream technician will basically go around everyone that's speaking in that session, check that you're happy with the running order and you know when you're talking. He can check with you, he or she. I always do that, it's awful. We do have a female stream tech now. They used to all be guys, but we have got the wonderful Katie as well now. So you could be male, could be female. And so whoever your stream tech is, they will be able to go round everyone, and they'll probably ask you a really dull question like, what's the weather like where you are? What did you have for breakfast? And it's just so they can hear you speak on your and check your audio's okay, and they can make sure that they're happy that you've got your camera on and you're sat very centrally. You're all looking great to me actually today, but they'll just make sure that that's the case and that you haven't got any sort of big light source behind you. If where possible, we ask people to try and keep the light source in front of them, just because if the light comes from behind you, then we end up with kind of like a silhouette of you rather than you. But if you can see yourself well on the camera, then it's probably fine. The stream technician will go around, check your audio, and if you're screen sharing, he or she will also check with you to make sure that you are comfortable with your screen share and get you to click through a few of your slides. I understand that for people who are in the scientific sessions, that's right, isn't it, Jasmine? You'll be sharing your own slides. So it's very similar to how it is in Teams. If you're using that, just along the bar along the bottom of the Zoom call here, you'll see the share screen button. You literally click that and just select the screen that you want to be sharing. For the people who are in the innovation sessions, for you, there's going to be a master deck which is being shared via one of the RCSLT team, and they will be advancing the slides for you, so we can all sort of revisit the 2020 next slide please vibe for that one. So you just need to ask for the next slide when you're ready, and that will be moved along for you. Once we are actually live, so the stream technician will give a sort of proper countdown. So a little bit like TV, it'll be and we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then if you're speaking first in that session, you'll see your face pop up in his little window or her little window. I'm so sorry, I keep doing that, it's awful. And then you will know that it's your time to speak, and then you will be able to just start giving your presentation as normal. If for any reason the stream tech needs to get a message to you, the stream tech can talk and you'll be able to hear them, but the audience won't be able to. So if they give you some sort of direction, like, as I often do, my favourite trick is to be left on mute and forget to unmute myself. And so the stream tech might say, oh, Jo, you're still on mute. I would just take myself off mute and start talking. I wouldn't reply back to the stream tech because the audience won't have heard the stream tech. So then it will look like you're talking to yourself. So just make sure that if you hear anything from the stream tech, once we're live, just don't respond and just sort of take on board what they've said to you. It's slightly different for everyone else in the Zoom call though. So once we are live, anything that you say in the Zoom call, if you're unmuted, the audience will hear that. So the stream tech has a special setup, which means that they're not able to be heard. But for the people who are in the Zoom call, you will be able to be heard if you're unmuted. So we just ask that if you're able to, please just look after your own mute buttons. The stream technician, if you forget, it's not the end of the world. If there's noise in the background where you are, the stream technician can forcibly mute you. But the only problem is that they can't unmute you again. So when it comes time to talk, just make sure that you haven't got, you'll see now where you're all muted, a little red microphone with a line through it. If that's there, we can't hear you. So you need to unmute yourself just using the audio button and the bar at the bottom. Mine says audio. I think it says mic for some people. It might depend whether you're on Mac or what version of Zoom you're on, but I'm on a PC and it says audio. So I just click that and then I'm able to speak into the room. The stream tech, as I said, will give you a countdown before you go live. If you need to leave the session while it's still on, this is something that very rarely happens, but if you know it's live events, if an emergency happens and you suddenly need to leave the call, if you've got time and you can just send the stream technician a message to let them know, that would be really, really helpful. I'm going to show you now actually by doing a hi to everyone. So you'll see down at the bottom, there's a chat box, again, along that bottom bar where we've got video controls, audio controls, there's a chat box. And I've just sent that hi and it's gone to everybody here. So this chat session here, this is for our eyes only. It's only within the Zoom call. So your fellow speakers who are in that session with you and the stream technician, they will all be able to see that chat. And it's almost like green room chat. You know, the audience can't see that, that'll never be shown on the screen to them. It's all completely private. So if you need to get a message directly to the stream tech, or if you want to send one to everyone, you can either select the person, so it will give you a drop down of all the different people who are in the call right now, and you can send a message directly for their eyes only, or you can send, as I have selected, it's automatically selected for everyone. So that's the way you communicate with each other once you're live. Before you've gone live, it's just a normal Zoom call like this, and you can just all chat to each other, no problem. So that is the main things for you to be aware of, really. I think if you have the platform open, this is one thing that we like to sort of highlight to people. So you might be wanting to, understandably, watch all the other interesting sessions that are going on that you're not involved in, but we do try and ask that when you're in the Zoom call for your own session, if you can please make sure that you are engaged in the Zoom call and not watching and having the platform open on another screen, just because there is about 20 to 30 seconds, it varies, but there is a latency between what happens in the Zoom call and then the audience seeing and hearing it on the platform side. So there would be a bit of a delay. You'd hear yourself from 20 or 30 seconds ago, which is really distracting for you. And also then we might get some sort of feedback and noise and everything. So we just ask that you keep it closed while you're in this session. For any of the chairs who are going to be looking after the Q&A sections, if you've got a Q&A section in your session, I'll come on in a moment and talk to you about how that will work, but you don't need to have the platform open to be able to see the questions coming in. So I'll explain a bit more shortly about how you will be able to read the questions without having the platform open. Well, when you're presenting, this is probably a bit of a real obvious one, and I don't want to keep going over really sort of the stuff that everybody knows, but please just try and have your notifications turned off, sound and anything that might pop up when you're sharing your screen. And if you have a headset and you want to use that, that's absolutely fine. If you're more comfortable without, that's also fine. Usually if you've got a quiet place to talk from, then it's speaking like this without a headset on, as I am, is fine, and we can pick up the audio really well. If you're in a busy place, it is better to have noise cancelling sort of headphones if you're presenting from an office or something, but maybe good if you do have a pair of headphones just to have them as an option standing by, just in case anything does suddenly kick off behind the scenes and you want to try and get some of that noise cancelling to remove any background noise. Okay, so for speakers, we have a speaker link. So each of your Q&A sessions will have its own individual link. Now, this link is literally just a website link. It is not part of the platform. You don't have to have a login. When you get the link, you will literally press it and open it, and then you will just see all of the questions coming in as they come in from the audience. It is as simple as that. So you can have it open on the same screen that you're in Zoom. You can just pop it up in the side and have a look through the questions. If you've got a second device, a second screen, or your phone or iPad, whatever you have nearby, this is for the chairs. You will be able to see all the questions as they're coming in, and they're the ones that the audience will be putting into the box on the platform. I am going to try now and do a screen share. Just, Jasmine, just to make you aware, sorry, because I'm without a helper today. I have had some issues this morning in sharing my screen because my laptop's a bit old. It's great, isn't it, when you work for a tech company? And my screen keeps freezing every time I try and share my screen. So I'm going to try and show everyone. I just want to show you really what the platform looks like for the audience. You will all have logins to this as well, so you'll be able to go in, have a look around and have a play. But I just wanted to try and, if I can, show you today. So let's give this a try. So this is where the audience will come in on the day, and they can have a look into the programme. And obviously we've got a key here which is showing that the yellow sessions are keynote sessions in the agenda. The blue ones are for the scientific programme. Impact and innovation, a slightly different blue, or maybe lilac, I'm a little bit colourblind. Pinky red is posters and sponsors, and then AGM is green. And so they will be able to click through to each of these sessions. And so let's take this first keynote session as an example. In here, this is being streamed. In this, at the moment, the live stream hasn't been linked up yet, but in this section here, there will just be it's like a TV screen, a small screen. And this is where the stream technician will be streaming out to the platform. So your presentation, if you're screen sharing, you'll have a PowerPoint presentation will be shown there, and then your face will be to the side of it talking about it. For the audience, they will see that here, and then to the right hand side we've got what we call our engagement panel. So we've got the chat box here where they can just it's sort of a place for them to connect and say, good morning, I'm Joe, I'm calling in from Cardiff or whatever, and just have a bit of the sort of normal small chat that you would get if you were in person at an event. Hello, beautifully demonstrated by Jasmine there, thank you, Jasmine. And then to the right of that, there's a tab called Q&A. So this is where we will be encouraging, we'll be asking people if you have any questions at all throughout the session, please go and put your questions there. So once the questions are written here, they will go through automatically at the same time to those speaker links that I mentioned that you'll have access to. So any questions that appear here will be mirrored in the links that you've got for your sessions. You may find that you have, oh, there we go, look, what is XXX? Great question. And then people in the audience can upvote it as well, so they can like it, and it will arrange the questions in the ones that people really want to be answered as well, which is really good. And you can see that it will have, you know, the little vote counter will go up as more people vote for it. I just want to also show you, actually, I can just see if it will allow me to show you for the speakers, but it is literally a white page with the questions coming in, so you'll be able to see that. And we can do we can send the links to you ahead of time, so you can put test questions in, and you'll be able to see how quickly they appear. You can just go to your session, put a test question in that Q&A box, and then you'll see them all coming through on your speaker link. One more thing to go over is just if you have, as part of your presentation, if you have any recorded content, so sometimes within PowerPoint or whichever sort of slideshow tool you're using, sometimes people like to play a video as part of that presentation. That's absolutely fine, that's no problem, we welcome that. But what we would really love would be if you would be able to upload the video separately from the presentation as a separate file, rather than playing it from within the PowerPoint. It's not because it wouldn't work, it's just because within the Zoom call, we've got the stream technician. So you'd be essentially sharing it to the stream technician, who's then using it through his device to share out to the platform. And it can just really reduce the quality of the video. So it can make the sound a bit not great or the picture go a bit fuzzy. And so if you've got any videos, then we would love to have those separately. And then what the stream technician will do ahead of time is they'll go in before the sessions begin, download all of those videos, and then play them directly from their device. So then at that point in your presentation, you would just need a slide that either has the screen grab of the video or says play video here, or you can verbally cue the stream technician as well, saying, and now I would like to play this video, and the stream technician will just play it out seamlessly. And then when the video ends, it will come back and you can advance to your next slide. I think that was all of the things that I needed to go over. I'm happy to take any questions at all now, or if there's anything you would like me to go over again, or anything anyone's not sure of, please just let me know. Either put the questions in the chat or raise your hand. Claire's done. Hi, Claire. How can I help?
Hi. Yeah, thank you so much for this. And I'm really sorry because I had to dip out for 5 minutes to take a call and came back and you were talking about the exact thing that I'm just thinking about. So I've submitted my presentation. I think it did have a link to a video in it, which I want to show. But actually looking through it again today, I couldn't click on the link. So I don't know whether you've got it anyway. And you're saying it's a link to a YouTube video actually, so it's not a separate file. But how would I can you send instructions, or should I, is there someone that we can contact between now and the conference if we've got any questions like that?
Yeah, that's fine. So Jasmine, I think if you would be able to get that link into the folder for our stream text, and then we'll be able to get that link. As long as we can open the link, the stream text ahead of time, we'll be able to get that video downloaded then as a separate file. So if you don't have it as a separate file already, the stream text will be able to get that for you as long as the link works. No problem.
So should I email Jasmine?
I'm furiously typing in the text box as the call's going on. So we've got a Dropbox set up, so it's completely confidential. It's just events team at the RCSLT and the technicians at CrowdConf that can access it. So in the chat, I'll post the link to the Dropbox. Obviously, if you do have a video to share as part of your presentation, give it a sensible name so we know where it belongs. And on that note, if you are a presenter in the scientific programme, even though you will be sharing your own slides, please do pop a copy of your presentation into that Dropbox, because if you have any technical issues, just like Joe has had today with screen sharing, then the technician will be able to help you out. But as you can understand, if he doesn't have what you need to share, it won't happen.
Lovely, thank you. Question in the chat from Natalie. Just to clarify, will be sent a separate link to join for our presentation slot? Yes, as well as the platform link. Yeah, that's right. So you will have a link to the platform, as I showed you, as the attendees will have, and that's how they will all access the conference. But you will be given a separate link, and it's exactly the same as, well, it's not the same link, but it will be the same version as today, a Zoom link, and you just join the Zoom call as normal. All the sort of technical stuff that makes it into a show on the platform is stuff that the stream technician does. So for you, it will be exactly like joining a normal Zoom call. And in that session, it will just be whoever else is speaking in that session with you and the stream technician. Okay, that answers that question. Anything else from anyone? Any other questions?
Sorry, Joe, I put in a question about the Q&A and whether the Q&A is going to be facilitated by the chair, or do we just go and answer the questions that come through?
Yeah, so it will be answered by the chair, and the chairs, well, actually, it won't necessarily be answered by the chair, but it'll be led by the chair. So the chair will have all of the questions, as I understand it, and then they will be verbally asking the people on the sessions those questions as they are coming in. And the chairs as well, if you get loads and loads and loads of questions and there's no way at the end of the session you're going to have time to answer them all, the chairs of the sessions will actually be able to go into the platform and respond to the questions within that tab that I showed you, where the audience will be putting their Q&A in. There's a little responding, there's a way for them to be able to reply. So it might just be a case of saying, really sorry, we're not going to get to all of the questions today, but we will try and get back to you as many of the questions in the chat as we can. So that will be down to the chairs to do that. The other question that we did have yesterday, which I thought was a really good question, is it only the chairs that could see the questions coming in on that link? And the answer is no. The link is literally anyone can open it. So if you're a speaker in a session and you would like to really have a bit of a heads up about the questions that might be coming in before the chair verbally asks you, we can ask the stream technician to put the link into the chat and then into the Zoom chat for whoever's there, and then you can click it and have a look and see the questions coming in if you want to. Sometimes people will find that distracting and they prefer to have, just a natural sort of response to the questions as they come in. That's absolutely fine too. It's entirely up to you. But that link can be used by as many people. It's not like only one person can have the link, like anybody can have it and see those questions coming in. It's literally a mirror for the platform without having to log in. I think we've got another couple of questions. I think it's just Jasmine saying you'll send a reminder, which is great, that everything is mentioned in the call with all the links that you could possibly need and the Zoom links. And also just to sort of reassure you as well, if you think, oh, the event's not till the 26th or whatever, and I'm going to forget before then, don't worry, because the stream technician will basically go over a lot of the things as reminders. So everything that I've said today, unfortunately, you'll have to hear again. So if you've got a good memory, I'm sorry, you'll hear all of that twice. But the stream technician will be very happy to welcome you and answer any questions and go through anything and make sure you feel comfortable on the day and that you can just concentrate on your content and what it is you're speaking about to your audience. Jasmine, question for you from Lottie. What is the deadline, please, for uploading slides?
Lucky I have the email open, Lottie. It's actually the 12th of November, so next week. Obviously, if anyone will struggle with that deadline, just drop an email to rsvp@rcslt.org. But if you can work towards the 12th, that does help us get our ducks in a row. Thank you.
I think I've already had submitted slides, and there was a deadline of end of October. Is that right?
It depends which session, which
In
part of the
the
program.
innovation session.
Yeah, so the innovation had a slightly earlier deadline just because yours is going to be embedded within a master slide deck.
Right,
And there's
okay.
up to about 6 speakers in some of those sessions. So we did have to make that deadline slightly earlier. But for the scientific program, sorry, I should have clarified, the deadline is 12th of November.
Fantastic. Have I missed anything from the chat? I don't think so. I think that is everything. Okay, lovely. All right. Well, thank you very much. Good to see you all. I hope the event goes really, really well, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.